Hello, Graceful Solutions here, and in today's video I'll be showing you step by step how to create this beautiful birthday flyer right in Photoshop. So if you're ready, let's go. Alright, so we're going to be using a dimension of 5 inches by 7 inches. So I go to File and New Documents, and then I come and change it to inches. So where I have, okay, here becomes 5, here becomes 7. Then you can give your project a title, and my resolution is at 300. Then I go down to click create. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to take my shape tool. Okay, and I'm going to draw a rectangle just above this. Okay, just above my canvas. And the shell is a white rectangle, so I'm going to change the color of this to white. Alright, then I'm going to rasterize this. So I come to the layer options right here, right click and select rasterize. So next up, I'm going to begin by bringing these rectangles in here. So as you can see here, we have these 2 rectangles right here. All right. So I'm going to go to once again to my shape tool right here. Take my rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw this. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to duplicate the rectangle. All right, something like so. And then I'm going to change this to okay, I'm going to make this, change this to, I'll just change them, rename them as rectangle 1, and rectangle 2 for easy identification. Alright, so these are the images that I'm using for this tutorial. I'll leave a link to where you can download them in the description box. Okay, so next up, I'm going to bring in the client's image. Okay, I'm going to just say right click and open in Photoshop. Alright, so next up I'm going to get rid of the background. And by the way, if you're using Photoshop 2020 and above, there's a pretty easy way to remove backgrounds from images. Just come to where you have the properties bar right here, and then you go to where you have remove background. Okay, and then just leave Adobe Photoshop AI to just do that for you. So I'm going to drag it into my work area. Yes, here. So next thing I'm going to do right here, I'm going to group these, Ctrl J, select all of them, Ctrl G, and group them as the background. Alright, so next up I'm going to change the colors of one of these rectangles to the same color on the gown that the client is wearing. So I'm going to double click this, and then I'm going to take my color picker and just pick the green here. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to go back to this image. Okay, then of course I'm going to desaturate the image by pressing Ctrl Shift U on my keyboard. Alright, and I'm going to drag it right into the work area. Now ensure that okay, let me rename this as image or background image. Now ensure that this image is right above the rectangle. All right, so this is the rectangle okay, this is the green rectangle. So ensure that the image is above the rectangle. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to clip this to my image. So I'm going to right click and say create clipping mask. Okay, cool. So I'm going to ensure that it fills up the entire rectangle like so, and then I'm going to go to where I have my blending options right here, and then I'm going to just select something overlay, or I think overlay is cool. So as you can see, there's this cool effect that the rectangle has created on and this cool effect that the image has created on the rectangle. All right, so next up I'm going to bring in yet another image. All right, so next up I'm going to drag this once again into my work area, and then I'm going to ensure that it's above the other rectangle. So I'm going to clip this to this clip the image to this rectangle. So I'm going to right click here and say create a clipping mask. So then I intend to fill up the space. All right, so I think our design is coming together. So next up, let me see what next here. Okay, so I'm going to start. Okay, let me just add the caption, which is this happy birthday here. Okay, so I'm just going to save my time. Okay, let me just copy this from here so we don't spend much time on this video. Alright, so I'm going to copy the text from here, drag it into the work area like so. Okay, place it here. Take it above all the ellipses. Alright, turn it on. So this is the font we're using. And by the way, the font we use for this is let me confirm that the font we use is It's called different beginning demo. Okay, so that's the font we used. Now, so how did I achieve this? Let me just explain that. Now, what I did here was that I typed just a regular text, and then and then I converted it to a smart object, and then I clipped an image to the font or to the text. So that's why you see that if you look at this shape, the text very well, you see that it has some kind of stroke on it because I had to clip an image to that particular text. Okay, and this is the image right here. This is the image. So as you can see here, this is the the reflection of the image that I clipped to this particular text. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to just rasterize so I'm just going to rasterize the entire birthday text. Okay, so I'm going to come to the text layer option right here, and then I'm going to rasterize. Okay, first of all, come out to a smart object, and then I rasterize the layer. Cool. All right, so next up, I'm going to start adding some effect to this. So I go to my blending options, and I'm just going to add stroke. Okay, I'm going to add a stroke, and I'm going to take it from. Sorry about that. I'm going to take it from the heart of the client. This, okay. I think let me go for the gold here, a bright yellow. I think it's cool. All right, so next up, I'm also going to, you can also increase the stroke if you want to. Yeah, then I also go to contour bevel, just give it a bevel. I think I want emboss, right? And then I can reduce the depth and also reduce the size as well. All right. Yeah, then I can also add maybe drop shadow if you want to, just to tweak around. So you can just tweak around and see what works for you. All right, so next up, I'm going to bring in my confetti. All right, so I'm going to drag this into my document, my work area. So I'm going to take it over the image. The next up, what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to create a masking layer. Okay, come here and where I have my my layer options right here. And then I go to where I have add layer. Then I go to my brush tool right here, or I can just press the letter B on the keyboard to activate my brush tool. Now ensure that your foreground color is set to black and the background is set to white right here. And then what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to rasterize this layer. Okay, once again, let me take my brush tool, pressing letter B. Okay, it's going to ask me, do you want to rasterize? I click yes. So what I'm going to do is just I'm just going to brush off part or Ctrl Z. Ensure that your foreground color is set to black and background is white. So I'm just going to swap this, click these double boxes, or click this arrow to swap it. Now ensure that you select the mask layer, okay, not the actual image layer. Ensure that the mask layer is selected, and here is set to black and white, and then start to brush off slowly so that it doesn't get in the way of the client's image. So next up, I'm going to go back to my design right here. Just this. So I go to my design right here and pick the word mommy, which is this very one here. So I'll just go and yeah, so that's the folder. I'll just go and take this and bring it into my image right here. Copy, enlarge it, something like so. All right. So I'm sure you're having value from this video. If there's any part of this video that's not clear, of course, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section, and of course, I will attend to them as soon as possible. So give this video a like, leave your comments in the comment section, and of course subscribe to my channel because I make a ton of videos on graphic design and general internet tips and tricks. So I'm going to bring in this little banner image right here that contains the name of the client. So I already structured them right here. I think I saved this as name. Good. So I'm just going to drag this in. So these are that's why it's always good to group your images. Okay, group your layers. Okay, so this is where I have the entire document or banner image located. So I'm just going to drag this and bring it into my work area like so. Okay, then I can reposition it, bring it down, something like so. Okay, I think that's cool. So next up, I'm going to add the date, which is this very one here. Okay, so this is the date. This is the one that's July 12th. So I'm just going to locate it on my layer options right here. I said, yeah, so this is it. So now what does it contain? As you can see right here, it contains the text, which is July 12th right here. It also contains the month, which is this, and it also contains an ellipse. All right, so those are the elements of this design. The date, that's the ellipse right here, and then the day and the month. Okay, so I'm just going to click this and drag it into my work area like so, position it here, and then you can just reposition it to just fill up the space. Yes, and by the way, for this font, for the name of the client, I used Montserrat. Okay, right here. So if I should just come to properties panel right here. Okay, that's it. That's the font I use for the name of the client, Montserrat. That's this very one, Montserrat italics, extra bold italics. Okay, so I just use different typefaces for this particular for the name of the clients. All right, so this is how you can design a beautiful happy birthday flyer. So once again, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section, and of course I'll leave the link to the images that I use for this design in the comment section, or in the description box rather. So feel free to practice along, and of course show me your designs on my Instagram handle at Graceville Solutions. You can also connect with me on Facebook and YouTube and other social media platforms as well. So thanks for watching, and till I see you in my next video, take care and stay safe.